My name is Waffles, and I'm a government whistleblower turned political commentator. I just want to talk real quick about the bots and the Russian cyber operations and what I think that we should do or could do to deal with it. I'm just expressing my thoughts and my opinions based on my observations. And these are just my opinions. As an American citizen, I'm using my First Amendment right to freedom of speech. It is my constitutional right. I am an American, and that right will never be stripped from me so long as I live. With that being said, I just want to make sure I come with receipts before I say what I'm going to say. Pete Hegseth paused cyber offensive operations against Russia. So, for those of you who are running into a lot of MAGAs in your comments, they're doing things like calling, real news fake news and making knowingly false statements and trying to discredit your posts. Because of the fact that the United States has been supplying weapons to Ukraine, and because of the fact that Pete Hegseth has, in fact, these are facts, removed offensive cyber operations against Russia. This is the reason why, if you are one of the Americans that is stupid enough to believe all of the hateful crap you see being posted in people's comments, if you are stupid enough to believe that's another American, this is why we're calling you guys bots. Like, if you're an actual American that sees this stuff going on and you're jumping in on it and you're getting called a bot, that's why. Because most of these people that are doing this are fake accounts and they're coming from Russia. And we already know this. So, there's plenty of evidence. This is actually evidence. These are facts. These are things that have happened. These are court cases that were filed. Russia's been, manipulating anybody who's stupid enough to still be following this MAGA crap. They've been paying people to lie to you guys and manipulate you. All kinds of information can be found about Russia's cyber warfare operations, and spreading misinformation campaigns is a huge part of it. Cyber warfare operations against the United States by Russia are well documented. I'm just speculating on this, though. I just think it would be so funny if Americans, since Pete Hegseth thinks he's slick and wants to put American citizens under Russian cyber attack by lifting those efforts to regulate Russian cyber warfare, why don't we just start having a conversation with these guys? When the MAGA troll fake accounts show up, that's a cop troller. There's probably a real person sitting behind the computer. Let's just start telling them the defect. You want to open the floodgates? We could just start having a conversation. We could start letting these people know that Putin's making the whole world miserable, and that Putin's the reason why they're poor and suffering, and what's really going on with the war. So it's and I'm just speculating. This is just something I think is funny that I'm contemplating. What if when these bot accounts and troll accounts and fake accounts that have no picture and no followers and shit want to come up and start doing all this crap in our comments, what if we just start speaking to them in Russian and start explaining what is going on and how the world sees Putin? And encourage them to defect. They could live a lot better lives not having to be scared all the time if they just fled the country or went somewhere else, I'm just saying, theoretically speaking, I'm just expressing my opinions. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. I'm just speculating. I just think it would be funny. That's all. It's just hilarious for me to think about. I'm just laughing thinking about it, I just think it's funny. And then if it is an American that's stupid enough to see these troll accounts that are coming from Russia trying to shut us down when we're trying to explain that there's dangers to civilian safety taking place here in America right now, then they're just going to wonder why you're talking to them in Russian, and then they might start trying to figure out what the hell is going on with Russia. So it's a win-win. I'm just saying. From a theoretical standpoint, if there's some teenager or whatever that's being told to, hack or harass you and they're getting, paid for it and that's how they're getting their food and stuff, and then the American that they're harassing is, speaking to them in their own language, And it's like, yo, it's his fault that you're poor. Like, he's doing all this shit. And you just start telling him what he's doing. And how what he's doing is harmful to the Russian people and stuff. Like, don't you think that the comptroller, the person behind the computer that's, like, harassing you, don't you think that they'd be like, why am I harassing this random-ass American? What if they're right? I'm just saying. I just think it's hilarious. Open the floodgates, man. You know, if that's what Hexus wants to do, let's have fun with this. I'm just speculating. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. It's just really funny for me to think about. So this is a really cool web tool that I've found that I can use to, like, talk to people in multiple languages. Check this shit out. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Wow. I can learn Russian.
Russians would be wise to stop serving him so they don't have to live in poverty anymore. Россиянам было бы мудро перестать служить ему, чтобы им больше не пришлось жить в нищете.
Just amazing. I love it. My name is Waffles, and I'm a government whistleblower turned political commentator. The United States Constitution, the laws of this land, that without the Constitution, this land would not be a country anymore, so then I'm going to stay a United States citizen until the day I die. And that means that my right to my First Amendment right of freedom of speech will be there until the day I die, so long as I remain a United States citizen. It's going to take a lot to actually strip me of that. I'm just expressing my thoughts and my opinions as I have the right to do. The constitutional right. As an American,